the welfare of animals. It's very important for kids to know that stuff, because I didn't know that stuff when I was young. In fact, when I was young, Ronald McDonald told me that hamburgers grow in a garden. This was on television. Specifically in a hamburger patch. They had these green fronds, and they had big eyes on the buns. And Ronald would come up and pick one and eat it, just as easily as plucking an apple from a tree. And I think the subtle messaging there was, it's okay to eat something with a face, kids. Anyways, my mother, who grew up on a farm, thought it would be educational to take us city kids to tour a cow slaughterhouse out in the country. And despite being traumatized for the rest of my life, I learned something important that day, and that is Ronald McDonald is a liar. I have a song about that, and you can hear it on YouTube. It's called Moo Oink Clock. Just when I figured out where babies come from, some clown told me hamburgers grow in little patches, leaving out the fact the patty was a cow who was raised on the land that used to be the rainforest. He tried to sell me such a bad deal and tried to tell me it's a happy meal, leaving out the fact the cow is not happy, neither is the butterfly who lived in the rainforest. We've got to question what we're told and learn the truth before we're cold in the Oscar told me he'd love to be a weaver. That is what he'd really like to be. Leaving out the fact the wiener was a pig who lived a short life in a crowded factory. While crossing the road, I ran into the colonel, said he does chicken right. Leaving out the fact the chicken doesn't think so, stuck in a bucket, feeling extra crispy. We've got to question what we're told and learn the truth before we're cold. As for the animals, please don't wear them. Don't put them in a circus or a zoo. Please don't eat them. Don't mistreat them, because the animals deserve to live like two. Thank you. Thank you so much. So, along with questioning television commercials and advertisement, I also started questioning the gender inequity in my junior high school. That's when I first became aware of gender inequity, because I really wanted to take an elective that was called AV, audiovisual. It's where you got to learn to run the big movie projector, and when a teacher wanted to show a movie, you got to go in and set it up, run the machine. But I was informed that those students who had the Y chromosome were the only ones who got to take the class. Now, they didn't phrase it quite that way, but you get the idea. So, this was the late 60s, and I led a little protest about that. And yeah, got the policy changed, got in the AV class. Thank you. So there was another policy that I thought was very unfair, and I tried to campaign against this in my junior high. I did not have the success I had with the AV class, because I think it was an idea before its time. They said only the students with the Y chromosome can wear pants to school. And this is Minneapolis. I mean, it gets chilly. So I thought that was rather unfair. And I started asking why. You know, why does the Y chromosome get all these benefits? I mean, the X chromosome, the Y is really just an X with one leg missing, and the X, it's much more stable, and it's very suited to wearing pants, if I do say so. So my grandpa, who was Swedish, he liked to tell me about his childhood, and he said, I walked over a mile to school in the snow. And I said, well, Grandpa, I also walk over a mile to school in the snow, in a dress. So I wrote a little song about that, and it's called I've Got Wings. I was born in Minneapolis, Minnesota. There was a school dress code for the girls. I'd be walking through the snow, it was 30 below. They said I had to wear a dress or skirt. Can a girl grow up to be the president? Can a girl fly a combat fighter jet? Can a girl be a college football hero? I had to say it hadn't happened yet. Oh, I've got wings on my maxi pad. My high heels raise me off the ground. And I've got lift in my 18-hour bra. So why am I feeling so down? I didn't come with ladylike proportions, with ample bust and tiny little feet. I wasn't born a Barbie doll, anorexic and tall. I don't pretend to make my life complete. Can a girl be a knight of the round table? Can she go on a holy grail quest? Can a girl go face to face with the dragon? Or does she have to stay home and be a damsel in distress? I've got wings on my maxi pad. My high heels raise me off the ground. And I've got lift in my 18-hour bra. So why am I feeling so down? You can't get a husband unless you're a virgin. You can't get a boyfriend unless you have sex. No daughter of ours is going to be a brain surgeon. Married to a female astrophysicist. Can a girl grow up to lead the orchestra? Can a girl land a spaceship on the moon? Can a girl be the Pope in the Catholic Church? I'd really like to see it happen soon. I've got wings on my maxi pad. My high heels raise me off the ground. And I've got lift in my 18-hour bra. So why am I feeling so down? I'm feeling so down. Thank you. Thank you. So I have a friend, Christine, and she's very concerned about the sixth extinction, which is hard to say, the sixth extinction. And she wanted to find an endangered species to give sanctuary to. So she came up with the Madagascar hissing cockroach. This is only found in Madagascar, and she decided to adopt some and give sanctuary. So she adopted 9 little babies. They were about this big. And if you have not seen the Madagascar hissing cockroach, just do a Google image. It gets about this big, segmented body. It's actually quite beautiful. So she started with 9, and she had them in a little tank. And they started reproducing. There was just no danger of them going extinct at Christine's house. And she finally decided to separate the males and females into 2 different tanks after she had about 200. So over here we had all the female cockroaches, and over here were all the male cockroaches. And I noticed something very interesting. There did seem to be a gender difference. In the male tank, all of the males were hiding in these little toilet paper tubes that she had set up for them. They were in their man caves and maybe fighting over which cave they wanted. That's about all that was going on in the male cockroach tank. But over in the female cockroach tank, there were hundreds of women just in a pile, and they were buzzing, and their little antennas were going. There was a lot of communication and sharing and processing and joy. It was very interesting just to see all the girls up to that good stuff, and the guys were over here very isolated. Anyways, it reminded me a little bit of people. I had a lot of fun playing with my Barbie doll because I had the Barbie best friend doll. Her name was Midge. And together, Barbie and Midge had many fine adventures. And then my grandma got me the Ken doll because single women were frowned upon in my family. And she gave me the Ken doll wearing full wedding tuxedo regalia. So then I had Barbie and Ken and Midge. And I quickly realized that 3 is a crowd. So I'd like to sing a little song I wrote about that. It's called Lesbian Barbie. My Barbie doll never liked her clothing. My Barbie doll never liked her shoes. So now and then she'd borrow clothes from Ken. He didn't mind, he was buried in the backyard. Ken died in a most unfortunate accident involving my treehouse and the parachute that failed to open. Now he's enshrouded in his parachute next to the parakeet and a pair of goldfish who had the good sense to die as soon as they realized they'd be locked inside a very small space forever. My mother said, now that Ken is dead, Barbie is a widow. It's tragic, it's so tragic. If were me, I'd take a flying leap off of the nearest cliff. Mom, that won't be necessary. Barbie's planning to remarry, sharing her life and dream house with Mitch. Thank you. That was Lesbian Barbie. You can find Lesbian Barbie on YouTube in 3-part harmony. It's very lovely. So, in real life, I had, 2 marriages and 2 divorces, and neither were my fault because my mother cursed the weddings. She didn't like the first one because we got married in rainbow-colored overalls in the woods. Who doesn't? And then after that marriage failed, I did an internet dating. Although we didn't call it that back then, there was no internet. So when my grandma says, when I was young, there was no car, there was no television, no indoor plumbing. Well, I'm saying to kids, you know, when I was little, there was no internet, there were no cell phones, there was no Starbucks. So actually, my date was a personal ad that I put in the magazine. And I didn't want to use my real name. I was afraid to do that. So I used Bambi because that was my mom's second choice for me, Bambi. And the first guy that responded was a park ranger. And I thought, this is good. You know, he loves nature. So we were out to dinner, and he kept talking about all the new hunting and fishing equipment that he had just purchased. And when I hear hunting and fishing equipment, I translate that to instruments of torture. And I got very uncomfortable. And then the last straw was when he started looking into my eyes and calling me Bambi, and I just knew he was picturing my head on his wall. And so that was that. So my second marriage was very formal. You'd think my mother would have been pleased about that. We had formal attire, beautiful flowers, and a multi-tiered cake, and a string quartet. Very, very elegant affair, but she still had a problem. She was unhappy with my spouse's personal journey. I thought the journey was very interesting. That was part of my attraction to my spouse, was the journey. Child athlete, trophies, medals, North American speed skating champion, invitation to the Olympic trials. Yeah, but she didn't go. She didn't go because her mom got cancer and she went to be with her mom. And when her mom passed, she moved to San Francisco and joined a radical feminist communist student organization. And it was there that her comrade said, you know, you really have to face something. You are a lesbian, okay? In fact, you're a very butch lesbian. So, and she said, whatever. She'd always thought of herself as a tomboy. She preferred skating to dating, you know, an athlete. But then she said, you know what, I am not a lesbian. I'm not. I am a heterosexual man. I'm a man. And so, some surgery, a name change, and that was my second husband. My mother was still uncomfortable. You just cannot make that woman happy. She has so many issues. She brings a box of tissues to every conversation and shares more information than you really want to know. And she won't pull up a chair. She brings her portable folding cross, hangs herself up there. My mother is such a martyr and a victim. I wish I had a more assertive mom, a feminist mom. There was one year that she was baking all these Christmas cookies, you know, rolling out the dough and doing cutouts and 7-minute frosting and sprinkles and the spritz machine and making little green wreaths out of cornflakes. And I thought, this is so sad. I know she doesn't want to be doing this. I know she has other interests and plans. And I started fantasizing about my mom leaving the family. And I wrote this little song called Letter to Santa. The years rolled around again to month number 12. I'm tired of baking cookies for you and all the elves. I'm weary of the North Pole. I need a warmer climate with a bigger, better social life. And I'm gonna find it, oh Santa. I'm gonna miss ya. But Santa, every time I tried to kiss ya, you go down into the workshop to make another toy. I'm tired of playing second to every little girl and boy. I dyed my hair a shade of red, I've lost a little weight. I got a spring bikini, got a mystery date with someone on the internet I met a month ago. I'd much rather surf than play with Frosty in the snow. Oh Santa, I'm gonna miss ya. But Santa, every time I tried to kiss ya, you go down into the woodshop to make another toy. Tired of playing second to every little girl and boy. Don't call me Mrs. Claus, my name is Annie. I got a young lover waiting down in Miami. I've opened up my mind and I've opened up the stables and I let all the reindeer go free. I let all the reindeer go free. Ba-doo-dee-ah-ha, 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 ba-doo-dee-ah-ha. In case you hadn't noticed, our marriage has unraveled. I built a little spaceship, I'm flying to Cape Canaveral, and I don't need no reindeer. I'm using solar panels. I'm gonna get a man, I'm sick of wearing flannels. Oh, Santa, I'm gonna miss ya. But Santa, every time I tried to please ya, you'd go down to the workshop to make another toy. I'm tired of playing second to every little girl and boy. Don't call me Mrs. Claus, my name is Annie. I've got a young lover waiting down in Miami. I've opened up my mind and I've opened up the stables and I've let all the reindeer go free. They're going back to their families down in Scandinavia, I believe. Don't call me Mrs. Claus, but you be on but don't call me. That was Letter to Santa. Thank you, Letter. Thank you. So I'm going to close with a love song. And this was played on the Dr. Demento radio show. This received national airplay, and he put it on one of his CDs. I was on there with Weird Al Yankovic, singing I Love Rocky Road. Anyways, this is called The Star. You thought I gave your key back, but I made myself a copy, and I make myself at home when you're not there. I burglarize, I scrutinize, I wait outside in my disguise. My dignity is gone, but I don't care. I know just what you're up to, 'cause I'm checking out your phone bills and going through your MasterCard receipts. I look for condoms in the trash, I help myself to petty cash, then make a little something to eat. You thought that I was mystery, but I'm listening through my bud as you try to solve the mystery of the footprints on your rug. Thought you sent me packing, but I'm closer than you know. Watching all your actions on my hidden video. I gave your key back, but I made myself a copy, and I make myself at home when you're not there. I realize you womanize, I'll fantasize about your demise. I'll haunt you till the day you die, I swear. Invading your privacy provides a little thrill for me, as I commit a felony or two. I while away the hours, taking bubble baths and showers, plotting ways to torture you. Things you wouldn't want me to, I can't have you, I'll have my fun instead. I deprogram your DVR, I drink out of your juice card, leave the lights on, jump on the bed. For all the shit you did to me, it seems a fitting penalty to rearrange your socks and underwear. You thought I gave your key back, but I made myself a copy, and I make myself at home when you're not there. I'll haunt you till the day you die, I swear to God I will. No matter where you run to, I'll be there. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of the festival. Thank you.